Hello all, this is Brian, and in today's video we will be going over why premium quality was not the top priority at Tesla and why Tesla was probably well aware of this. But before we begin, I would truly appreciate it if you subscribed and clicked the like button if you enjoy this video. Thank you very much. Alright, so I want to be clear here. What I will try to explain in this video is not that Tesla wanted to have quote-unquote bad quality. I will be giving you my ideas on why I believe Tesla wasn't prioritizing the best luxury or premium type of finish quality, and instead what were some of the things they had on their list above this. I will also briefly explain why I believe all these decisions were carefully taken and were intentional for Tesla to have the best possible chance at achieving their mission. The best place to start is to show how every decision Tesla makes is thought of, where it originates. It always starts by making sure that the decision helps the company achieve its quote-unquote secret master plan. Now, I'm sure most of you watching this are already aware of this quote-unquote secret master plan of Tesla's. But to quickly explain it, it is simply Tesla's main mission. It's the main goal Tesla is working towards at all times, and why Tesla really exists in the first place. The plan was written by Elon Musk on August 2nd, 2006, almost 16 years ago to this date. Now, in the very first paragraph, Elon states, "The overarching purpose of Tesla Motors and the reason I am funding this company is to help expedite the move from a mine and burn hydrocarbon economy towards a solar electric economy, which I believe to be the primary, but not exclusive, sustainable solution." He then goes on to write, "Critical to making that happen is an electric car without compromises, which is why the Tesla Roadster is designed to be a gasoline sports car like a Porsche or a Ferrari in a head-to-head showdown. Then over and above that fact, it has twice the energy efficiency of a Prius." I think this summarizes what Tesla has been working on for over a decade and a half now very well. To put it simply, Tesla and Elon Musk want to transition humankind from a world that runs and relies on fossil fuel burning to one that runs and relies on solar electricity instead. He then tells us that to make that happen, we have to have an electric car that is better than the current cars we have in every single way possible. Now that we know the secret plan, let's break it down a bit, and I promise I'll tell you how it ties into the controversial early day quality in Tesla. So, Elon then clarifies the primary reason is because it's sustainable. By now, most of us know that there is only a limited amount of oil we can extract from the earth, and that it will take literally millions of years for the earth to make more. So at some point, we will run out, whether we want to or not. Of course, even if we don't want to stop using oil, it's horrible for our environment and our world if we keep using it. If, on the other hand, electricity is our main source of energy, it obviously is way more abundant and clean for our environment. Especially if we get that electricity from the sun, that's even better. This is why Elon specifies that he wants the world to transition to solar electricity, not just any kind of electricity. So essentially, as long as the sun exists for a couple billions of years, as it should, we will have a source of electricity. Okay, finally. Now that we have gotten over the overarching mission of Tesla out of the way, we can start talking about the cars. In the second paragraph of his secret plan, Elon mentions that it is critical to make an electric car that has no compromises. There is one last detail I skipped, however. Elon intentionally states Tesla will expedite the transition to a solar electric economy. Elon's a very smart person and looks far ahead as compared to most people when making decisions. He understands that in order to make this mission achievable, he needs to make it work in the current world economy that we have today, which is obviously capitalistic. It's a nice idea to have a sustainable and green future, but it's an entirely different task to make it happen in the real world, where the bottom line comes down to costs and practicality, where it comes down to whether the product is just a better product overall, if it makes sense to buy for the price that it's being sold at. In the real world, there will always be an opportunity cost for everything a company does or makes. Companies can't just snap their fingers and make the perfect car appear out of thin air, even if that perfect car is better for the world overall. It has to make sense in a world capitalistic economy. Since Tesla wanted to make an electric car a clear choice over a gasoline-powered car, Tesla knew it had to make it worth buying. The price of their cars had to be low enough for people to want to buy them over gasoline-powered cars in the same price bracket. In order to do this, Tesla needed to be able to make the cars at a lower cost than said gas cars to make a profit to be around for the long run. Obviously, if Tesla never got to a point where they were making money, they wouldn't exist as a company for a long time, obviously, and this idea of expediting the transition to a solar electric economy will never happen. This is because most legacy car companies that were already around when Tesla first began were already making money on things such as servicing and financing. So there was no reason for them to transition or to have a quick transition. Maybe at some point they would have, but there was no reason, no rush for them to change quickly. The transition would have stayed at the same snail-like pace it was already on. It would not be any quicker. Or maybe it would have never happened at all. Who knows? To achieve their goal of being profitable, Tesla had to make, and is still trying to make, as many cars as possible to benefit from economies of scale. When trying to ramp up production of cars, the best way is to try to make the process as simple as possible. Or as Elon has famously put it, the best process is no process. This sounds very obvious, as these are fundamental steps most big companies go through to be successful. But remember, Tesla was working on these steps while trying to make a car with no compromises. So not only were they trying to make essentially the best car in the world for the majority of people, but also in a way that they can make money while scaling production. Add to this that they were making the most safe cars in the world at the time, and still now. And this clearly shows that all of these things put together were the furthest thing from being easy. This is where we get to the list of priorities. Tesla had no real compromises. You can argue that their quality in the beginning of the company wasn't ultra luxury, but when you bought a Tesla, you didn't compromise on the quality compared to most other brands. Teslas didn't have any more issues than most other brands have today. With any brand, whether it be Nissan, Mercedes, Toyota, etc., you will have quality issues, things that go wrong in production. I truly believe that if Tesla wanted to, they could have prioritized luxury caliber quality and beat most of, if not all of the other car manufacturers in terms of quality, in terms of fit and finish. But we go back to opportunity cost. In order to have the best quality out there, Tesla would have to spend much more time building each car, adding more detail to their process, and in turn, the car would have to be vastly more expensive at the end. This would have gone directly against their core mission to expedite the transition to solar electric economy, as they would have sold less cars. This is because Tesla sells every car they make, and if they had spent more time on each car and the price would have been higher, they would sell less. Because if you can make less cars, you will sell less cars. If you're able to make more cars, they were able to sell more cars. the slower Tesla grew their production of cars, the higher chance Tesla could have gone bankrupt in the early days. Even if they had not gone bankrupt and just grew production at a slower pace than they did, it would have let other car manufacturers such as Ford and Volkswagen have less urgency in trying to quote-unquote compete with Tesla, with less companies transitioning and making more electric cars because they didn't feel the pressure from Tesla. Since the longer Tesla took to make more cars, the less pressure these companies would have to ramp up their production factories. This directly contradicts with Tesla's overarching goal, which is, by this time, I've stated too much, is to transition the world economy. So this means every other car manufacturer. Now, again, Tesla still made sure that the quality was still as good as possible while prioritizing being profitable and being able to scale as quickly as possible first. It just wasn't the number one concern. And just like with everything else at Tesla, don't forget, quality has been improving throughout the years. This has not been something that has been stale. Now, with the anticipated opening of the Gigafactory in Berlin, Germany, many of us anticipate that quality will take another big leap in improvement. We have heard rumors of new colors that will be offered from that factory. We have also heard about their new paint shop that will improve paint quality. Of course, also with gigacasting, that might be a way where there's less areas where the quality and how everything comes together will not fit quite as well. If you're stamping a big part of the body, there's more area to improve and to have higher quality at the end of the day. Now, after about 5 years since the Model 3 and the Model Y began production, the same time as the peak of Tesla quality concerns by the media and the peak of fear for Tesla about possibly going bankrupt, we see a lot less headlines about bad Tesla quality. An important detail to keep in mind is that Tesla as a company had its first profitable year just a little under 2 years ago, 2020. It's not that long ago. Now you can see that they have more resources available to improve all aspects of the car, including fit and finish. And now they can improve even quicker. They're accelerating the time it takes for them to improve in every single aspect of the car. Now, to wrap this up, it's important to remember that at the end of the day, Tesla is working every day to improve everything, to improve their safety, to improve the range, to improve the features. Of course, the big elephant in the room, the autonomous driving, even the entertainment, and of course, the fit and finish. But unfortunately, they cannot do this all at once. They do have to pick what order to do it and how much time and resources to spend on each one of those aspects of the car. They have to decide what is more important at any one particular time. Okay? Sometimes it will be scalability for a short period of time. Sometimes it will be providing more range. It all depends how the market is doing and what they can improve at that time. What's going to yield them the best return on their investment. Obviously, with the lean manufacturing and all that we have heard about how Tesla works and how their process goes, we see that they're very flexible in order to work on different things at different times. And they're able to switch their task at a snap of the fingers. They do not have to be stuck in inefficient processes for a long period of time. Now, luckily for us, at the pace that they're improving on, we won't have to worry, as all aspects will be some of the best, if not the best, in the whole entire automobile industry. Hopefully, I was able to answer some questions and explain parts of the Tesla story that many people may not pay close attention to. And, if you did enjoy watching this, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and always keep improving. Peace.